Hey guys, just got back from microcenter about maybe like 2-3 hours ago, and I gotta say the 4070 Ti launch, there wasn't too many people waiting in line. I think I got there about 2:30 a.m. chilled out in the car, and people didn't start coming until probably like 8 a.m. We started to actually line up about 8:30. And I'd say by the time the doors opened, there was probably only like, I'd have to say around like 7, 8, 9 people, not including me. This thing just, I could probably say is DOA, honestly, at least from what I've seen, as opposed to all the other launches, which I've been to, the 3080 Ti launch, 3070 Ti launch, 3050, 4090, and obviously 4080. I gotta say, all those other launches had a lot more people than this GPU. I mean, the price is just meh, but anyway, this box is pretty freaking massive. It's a lot bigger than the 4090 box, which, let's see if we can, like, that's still pretty freaking massive as opposed to the 4090 box. And the 4080 box looks relatively freaking small. But anyway, I chose ZOTAC because this was really the only AIB that was actually MSRP outside of P and Y. Of course, they had obviously the ZOTAC, the Gigabyte, the Asus, I think I already said P and Y, Gigabyte, but there was really only 2 models that were even at the $799 MSRP, which obviously sucks, but people had called it. Don't know what this is. I think this is a bunch of like stickers or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I tried to ask to see, this must be a stand. Oh yeah, it is. A little stand, bracket. Yeah, I'm trying to do this with one hand. I think I might actually use this bracket. That's actually not bad. Huh. I actually like that a lot better than the Asus one. The adapter, which I will not be using this, but it's only 2 connections. So I think this uses about around a little under 300 watts, like 285. But it still seems like a big juicy GPU, although it feels and looks kind of small. Let me see if I can, yeah, set my phone down. Feels not too bad weight wise. Doesn't feel like a brick like the 4090, but this actually feels like a normal sized GPU, really. It's not massive, as massive anyway, as the 4090 and the 4080. I'd say this is actually relatively normal sized GPU anyway. Although the design on this reminds me of honestly 2 slippers smushed in between a heat sink, honestly. But it's not too bad of a design, really. For reference, here's the 4080. If I can get all this shit out of the way. About, give or take, the same length. Not as thick. Like I said, it's just big juicy, not extra thick as big Chungus here, or as girthy as like I said, the freaking brick. If I can freaking move this bad boy, as opposed to 4090. Definitely nowhere near as big. So reasonably sized. But yeah, the 4080 12GB or 4070 Ti, whatever you really want to call it, doesn't seem like a lot of people are in the mood to actually go out and buy this thing wholeheartedly, and rightfully so. I mean, them saying this is what, 2-3 times the performance of a 3090 Ti. I mean, the reviews basically exposed Nvidia lying as usual. I mean, I guess that was to get people hyped for this GPU, but I mean, the backlash that they had got from announcing this thing, this being a 4080, was laughable at best. Obviously, I'm going to go ahead and stick this in my system and get to crunching for the hash rates. Hopefully it's not too bad in that department. I'm assuming it's going to be decently efficient, since obviously the 4090 and 4080 are relatively. But this, in my honest opinion, this probably should have been truthfully MSRP of $700 compared to the 3070 Ti, which launched at what, $600. I mean, I feel like this card, the 4080, and probably everything underneath the 4090 are probably going to be sitting on shelves like the majority of the 40 series. Maybe, I don't know, the 4080 Ti, if it's like within 5 to 10% of a 4090, people might pick that one on up. But in all honesty, I think the 40 series is just dead. This is going to be basically a generation majority of people probably skip, unless they've got the money to shell out for the 4090, in which case that's really the only decently, well, I can't say decently priced card, but going from last generation to this generation, only $100 more, and you basically get almost 2 times the performance of a 3090 Ti. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to go ahead and do the 4090 Ti. I might just go ahead and skip that, because that'll probably feel like a cash grab, in all honesty. But yeah, this card hopefully pushes out some decent efficiency. This is honestly going to be my first ZOTAC card. Like I said, I wish EVGA didn't quit the game, but not much you can really do about that. But I think majority of the cards were Asus, the tough version. One of the people that was I was standing in the line with kind of helped out a little bit. Hopefully I did. You know who you are. What up? But was wondering the difference between the OC and non-OC, and honestly, the OC version really is not worth it. An extra, what, 25 to 50 megahertz when you can just do that MSI Afterburner and lock the core clock. I mean, all the other OC versions and probably higher tier cards for the AIBs really aren't worth it, in my honest opinion. I mean, I get maybe if you're going all out for a 4090, that's a different story, but all the lower tier cards, probably not. It seems like the coolers on all of the 40 series cards are pretty much able to handle the heat dissipation and just the cooling. Honestly, they make these heat sinks pretty damn well for all the AIBs. I guess they learned from the 3090 and the hot memory, putting that on a back plate. But hopefully the 4070, 4060 Ti, 4060, and potentially maybe the 4050 won't be priced horribly, because if they are, then I don't really see people buying those either. Hopefully the 4080 and the 4070 Ti with them having a disastrous launch and the fact that not too many people, if any, really bought these cards. But we shall see in the coming days to see if these things actually sold out. I highly doubt it though. But next video is going to be me delving into the hash rates for the coins I've always looked at. So thanks for watching.